Hi friends, I just wanted to do a prophecy update with you. Somebody shared with me an article from Rolling Stone, and it's about Mike Johnson. I believe he's the Speaker of the House now. And I wanted to share with you some quotes about what Johnson said about himself in this article, because it's rather prophetic and mind-blowing. Let's see. It says that Johnson then revealed that in the lead up to the tumult of Kevin McCarthy losing his gavel and the chaotic GOP process of selecting a new speaker, he had been speaking directly to God. Johnson thinks he has been speaking directly to God in this experience. Look, I'm a Southern Baptist, he says, and I don't want to get too spooky on you, he said, but it's provoking some laughter from the attendees. But, the Lord speaks to your heart, he says. He says the message he received from God, this is the article speaking, Johnson said, was to prepare for a Red Sea moment, both for the Republican conference and in the country at large, folks. This is incredibly prophetic. Johnson said he found the directive confusing, but he continued to seek the counsel of God. He said, the Lord began to wake me up through this 3-week process in the middle of the night to speak to me, Johnson insisted. Now, at the time, he continued, I assumed the Lord was going to be choosing a new Moses, but because of his own lesser rank among the GOP's leadership, Johnson believed that the heavenly message to be, you're going to allow me to be Aaron to Moses, citing the role of the Old Testament prophet's brother and biblical sidekick. And he goes on to describe other things and describe how, the challenges that this country faces, and he believes God is calling him to be a major player in kind of curbing all the directions that this country is going and all the wickedness in this country. But friends, the Bible tells us that in Revelation chapter 13:3, it said that the beast, the Antichrist power, would receive a deadly wound. But that wound would be healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. Not only that, but the second beast in Revelation 13 is said to work with the first beast in passing the mark of the beast. If you guys watch my videos, you can watch the 2 pinned videos I have on my Instagram and TikTok pages about who the Antichrist is and what the mark of the beast is, and how the Vatican is the Antichrist, and how the United States will work with the Vatican while the United States government is under the control of evangelicals. And those organizations together, those 3 organizations, the Vatican, the United States government, and evangelicals, are going to work together to pass those laws where the Bible says this country will speak as a dragon. They will go so far as to force everybody to obey that mark of the beast, which, again, if you watch my videos, you know that I believe it to be a coming Sunday law. Now, in the light of Project 2025, this is becoming more of a reality than ever before. This is becoming more of, it's becoming more obvious how this is going to play out, or how it could play out. Project 2025, of course, is only going to pan out if God says it's time. But if he says it's time, then friends, you can expect to see some crazy things this year. And the Bible says in Revelation 13:15 that this beast had power, the United States had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which is apostate evangelicalism, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. In other words, it doesn't matter who you are, everybody will be forced to choose between the mark of the beast and the seal of God. And that mark will go in your right hand or in your forehead, symbolizing this is where you make your cognitive decisions and your critical thinking skills, and this is where you use your hands to work. And the Bible tells us in Daniel chapter 12 that when all of this happens, it says, at that time Michael shall stand up. That is another name for Jesus, that great prince which stands for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Now, if you study the ancient sanctuary and you study the book of Hebrews and you study Revelation in particular, what we find is that the 2300-day year prophecy was fulfilled in the year 1844. That's when Jesus entered the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary to begin his final work of judgment. And friends, shortly before he returns, Revelation 22:11 states, he will leave the heavenly sanctuary and there will be no more second chance for anybody to be saved. And that's what Daniel 12 is talking about. When Jesus leaves the most holy place, the time of trouble starts, the tribulation starts. And friends, we are about a hair's breadth away from that happening. Things are moving so much faster now than they used to. And believe me, the final movements will move even faster than these movements are right now. Friends, be ready. Prophecy is fulfilling. This has been the Advent Truth.